I want to play word association with you. I'm going to throw out a thing, and then you just take the ball and spike it. Jordan Spieth.
Absolutely a natural. I think the next Arnold Palmer. We've been looking for somebody like Arnie.
Better putter? Have you seen a better putter than Spieth? I mean, he makes these 28-foot double breakers.
I think he's very well-rounded. The only thing that can hurt him is if he tries to reach for more distance, and he gets a little wild with the driver.
Right.
As you well know, driving, in my opinion, is the most important club in the bag. I don't care how good of a putter you are if you can't drive it well. Case in point, Ben Crenshaw was the greatest putter you ever seen, right? But what happened? You understand? The only majors that he won was what? The Masters. Because you could drive it a little wild there. And he could putt.
I still remember the stat. You once on the senior tour hit 128 straight fairways, which is like stupid, like many rounds. I mean, how do you drive the ball so straight? What was your secret?
Well, I think I was a blocker. I didn't hit it very far. I hit it with the back of my left hand. I always had a belief that the back of the left hand and the club face are aiming in the same direction.
Back of the left hand is the club face, right?
It's the club face.
Yeah.
So wherever this hand goes, the club face has to go there.
Okay.
I used my right hand as a steering wheel.
Okay.
Now think about a steering wheel.
Right.
If I wanted to go to the right, I would put my steering wheel to the left.
Right.
Because I wanted the club to go that way. If I wanted the ball to go to the left, I would put my steering wheel to the right. It was just backwards. This hand stayed on the club exactly the same all the time. But this hand, if I wanted to go right, I'd weaken it. If I wanted to go left, and I'd swing the same. I wouldn't try to, to do something in the swing.
Rory McIlroy.
Absolutely a peach. Hits it long. He will be the one that Speech will have to contend with his whole life.
It's going to be really fun to watch next 20 years.
Yes.
God blessing if we're still around, to watch how those two shake it out.
Well,
who's better?
You got it. Well, I don't know if Speech can keep up with him because of that distance. I think that 30 yards will bring him down sooner or later.
Ben Hogan.
Ben Hogan was a worker. He had no secret. He moved dirt. He always used more club than he needed. That way he never changed his golf swing.
Now, is it true as a Marine you read his 5 lessons when you were in the Marine?
Ship.
And how much did that help you?
I just read it to have something to read on the ship, but I think that what I got more out of it is what he said in there is the harder you work, the more you get out of it. So I just worked. That's all I did.
Gurus.
Oh, God. The best is Butch Harmon. There's no question. Butch Harmon III is pretty good. Dave Stockton in the short game and putting has a great idea of how to read greens and what have you. McCormick, I don't know him. I don't know too many gurus, but I'm going to stop with Butch Harmon. I think he's still the best. I don't think there's anyone close.
If you were the czar of golf, what would you change?
I would change the exemption. I would go from 125 to 90. Because I want every kid that qualifies, I want him to have the chance to play every tournament like everybody else. I don't want the shuffle.
Some guys who can't get in.
Till May or April or whatever. That's not fair.
Are players better now or guys back in your era?
As far as shot making was compared to in my era, it's very difficult to. The equipment is easier for them. The ball's easier to play with, but they adapt to it. We'd have done the same thing. I think they're pretty much the same.
This is a Ryder Cup year. When you were the captain some 30 years ago, you told me a story one time where a buddy of yours said, "Hey, Lee, that Ryder Cup's coming up. You looking forward to it?" And you said, "Hey, that was a month ago."
2 months ago.
I mean, people didn't even think about it. Can you imagine how much this thing has grown?
Yeah, it's grown. Ever since I got beaten in Nicklaus, they brought Nicklaus back as a captain in '87, and he got beat, and that's when it got really serious. We're not going to win the Ryder Cup, Jeff, until the top 4 players, whomever they are, give you some points. If you look at the last decade or 12 years of the top players, and you name them, I don't have to name them. They're all a minus. They're the ones that lost the Ryder Cup.
Well, Woods, Mickelson, Furyk don't have the best record.
I agree either.
Advice for young pros. If the young budding pro, Jordan Spieth walked up right now, what are you giving him?
I'm not giving him anything. I'm going to tell him to maintain. I'm going to tell him not to be looking for the magic wand. Don't, if you're going to improve anything, improve your short game, the wedge. That's all. Driving, The only time you get a little radical with the driver is when you're trying to hit it a little bit farther.
Right.
And don't do that.
All right, Lee, thanks, man.
God bless you,
All right,
my
good
friend.
to see you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Thank you.